Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you guys are doing well. Time is flying. It is insane. It's summer already. Legitimately feels like I did my top 10 spring list like a week ago, but no, here we are. 90 plus degrees outside, literally roasting alive as soon as you step outdoors. Yeah, summertime. So today we're doing the seasonal list. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of my 10 designer picks for summer this year, some of the fragrances that I'm looking forward to wearing. Going really fresh this summer, looking at a lot of blue bottles, white bottles, just clean, easy to wear stuff. And as always, I'll have each one of these linked in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Top 10 summer designers 2022. Let me throw a code to you before we jump into these. It is GENTS8. It's good at jomashop.com for $8 off any order over $110. They've been adding a whole mess load of fragrances on there, so check them out. Their prices are pretty good. Let's hit a couple honorable mentions here really quickly. And honestly, depending on my mood, I could pick any one of these fragrances to wear. I don't really have number one ranked that much higher than these honorable mentions in my mind. But I had to place them for the list, so it is what it is. All right, honorable mention number one, Ralph Lauren Polo Blue Parfum, the new one. Mandarin orange, vetiver, patchouli, and cardamom. This fragrance works equally well during the day and the evening. It vaguely has a reminiscence to the original Polo Blue Eau de Toilette, but thankfully not that much because I don't really like the Eau de Toilette at all. And this one is pretty good. It's actually probably most similar to Polo Blue Gold Blend, which is one that I like a lot, which makes sense that I would like this one. Even though it's fresh and does have a little bit of a marine kind of aquatic tinge to it, it also has a good amount of depth and density to it, which is why, like I said, it works just as well during the evening as during the day. And then after that, the second honorable mention, Ktoret San Lucas. This is from Michael Malul. Love the new redesigned bottles. They look way, way, way better than the old ones. This has apple, cardamom, iris, lavender, cedar, and tonka as some of the notes in the fragrance. And it's a really nice, slightly tropical sort of blue versatile fragrance. And this one I have ideas on taking on vacation with me this summer. Got a couple beach trips planned. This one would be absolutely perfect for those. Really nice fragrance, smells great, versatile, compliment pulling, San Lucas. All right, top 10 official time. Let's go. We're gonna kick it off with the fragrance that a lot of people would consider more of a springtime fragrance, but I think it works equally well during the summer. It does have a good amount of spiciness to it, but it's a fresh spiciness, especially concentrating on ginger, one of the fragrances that in my mind really helped kick off the whole citrus ginger combination that you see in men's fragrances. It is L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. Also has some tonka, cedar, and additional spices to go along with that ginger and citrus in the opening. YSL L'Homme is one of those fragrances that has stood the test of time. Still smells just as amazing today as when it came out. And like La Nuit de L'Homme that came after it, YSL L'Homme has an opening that just commands attention. Smells amazing and people love it. And actually, you guys said that YSL L'Homme is one of the best smelling designer fragrances ever. I put up on my community tab a while back asking you guys what is the best smelling designer ever, and you guys vote. L'Homme was one of the top vote getters. Yeah. Number 9, I'm gonna go with this one, Dior Homme Cologne. Almost went with Dior Homme Sport, the new one, but going back to Old Faithful here. Bergamot, grapefruit blossom, and musk, some of the notes in the fragrance. There are a lot of other scents out there that have a similarity to this one, but I end up going back to this, like I said. Has kind of an iced lemonade freshness to it when you first spray it on. Very invigorating, uplifting, easy to wear. The performance is not great, but in summer when it's really hot outside, especially where I live, it gets to be pretty humid during the summer. Something like that goes a long way. Frankly, sometimes you just don't want to get out there. It gets to be too much. I feel for you people in Florida where it's like 100% humidity and 95, 96 degrees outside. Jeez. Number 8, Light Blue Forever from Dolce & Gabbana. Love this one. Could also go with Light Blue Italian Love, the new one. It's fairly similar to this one in the opening, but a little bit fresher, I might say. Light Blue Forever, though, still my jam. Wife loves it on me, so she compliments me every time I wear it. That being said, my sister was visiting. She was smelling all my fragrances, and some of these here she absolutely adored, some of the ones in this list. This one, she hated. Sprayed it on, and I was like, check this grapefruit out. You're gonna be blown away. She smelled it, curled her nose at me, and just went, oh, no, it's terrible. I still love it, though, so I'm gonna wear it. Wife loves it, but yeah, not everybody does. That grapefruit, very hit or miss. Number 7, YSL YO Fraiche. Going with this one, working a little more Y into my life. YO Fraiche, when it very first came out, I wasn't necessarily enthralled with it, wasn't in love with it, but as time has gone on, I really enjoy it as a little change of pace fragrance for myself during the warmer months. The opening here is what's growing on me the most. I really like it now. It's got lemon in there, mint, geranium, ginger, very fresh. Maybe it loses a little bit of intrigue as it dries down, a little bit of woodiness in the base there, but that opening in mid really shines. YO Fraiche does have that Y DNA running through it from the original Y Eau de Toilette and to a lesser extent Y Eau de Parfum, which is going to help give it that versatility, that wearability, likability that just about every fragrance in the line shares. Number 6, it is from Tommy Bahama, Set Sail St. Barts. Going back to this one, a former hype beast. One of those fragrances that you might think has seen better days. It's kind of on the downward slope. Nobody cares about it anymore, but I still like it. This was hyped up for quite a while as an alternative to Virgin Island Water by Creed. Only this is obviously much more affordable. This was also one of the TJ Maxx / Ross / Marshall's fragrance du jours. By that I mean it was one of those fragrances that anytime you went into one of those stores, you were guaranteed that they would have at least one bottle. Seemed like it was always there, and that's where I got mine. It has lime, tequila, or agave, sea notes, salt, and musk as some of the notes in the fragrance. Very tropical, fresh, easy to wear, a little bit sweet, ever so slightly boozy. The performance is pretty much crap. It is an eau de cologne though, and it doesn't cost much of anything. So with this one, I just go crazy heavy with the trigger. I mean, insane. You can blast yourself with this as many times as you want. It does not matter because it's not offensive. It doesn't project heavily enough that it's gonna cause you any issues. People are just gonna pick up that nice waft of it coming off of you, and you're gonna smell awesome. And this is one of my very favorite vacation fragrances, at least a vacation during summer, like going to the beach. For multiple reasons. One is because it's cheap, like I said, so if something happens to it, doesn't really matter. You can replace it very easily. It's not offensive at all, like I said, so you can spray yourself like crazy, and it gives across that beachy vibe. So when you're wearing this, it's just gonna put you in the right frame of mind, and then after you're back from your vacation, you can smell it again and kind of be transported back. Number 5, going with Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche. Ginger, apple, vetiver, juniper, and grapefruit. Some of the notes in the fragrance. And the opening here, the citrus, oof, it is great. Surprisingly great. It's a Lacoste, so you probably think, gonna come across a little screechy, synthetic, cheap smelling, sporty. I mean, pleasant, easy to wear because it's a Lacoste, but probably not gonna smell all that nice. But boy, does it. It smells really good, and the grapefruit here is a little bit more natural smelling than you'll find in a lot of other fragrances, but not so rindy and potentially divisive as the grapefruit in Light Blue Forever. Now again, that's taking nothing away from Light Blue Forever. Love this stuff. It's just this one is easier to wear. I really liked this when I first smelled it, like it even more now. I'd say L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche, probably my favorite fragrance from the house. Summertime, this is amazing. Number 4, we're going with Azzaro Chrome Aqua. Also thought about putting Chrome Extreme in here, so to an extent, maybe that one is kind of another honorable mention, sorta. With this fragrance, you have mint, basil, cypress, grapefruit, and of course aquatic notes. I mean, the name of the fragrance is Aqua, so if there weren't aquatic notes, that would be weird. And I've talked about this before, but Aqua, along with a lot of other aquatic fragrances, smells great during the winter also, so just keep that in mind. Not a summer-only fragrance. With this being an Azzaro Chrome fragrance, at discounters, the price on this is very good. The quality much higher than the price that you're going to pay to pick this up. And I love it so much because it does give me a great green edge to the scent. Again, coming courtesy of the mint, basil, and cypress. So while it is very easy to wear, very pleasing, it has that nice little green nuance to it, which draws me in even more. Top 3, number 3 is an old favorite of mine, kind of an old faithful, and I want to wear it this summer. I'm gonna bust it out a bit. Versace Pour Homme. Lemon, bergamot, neroli, tonka, and musk, some of the notes in the fragrance, does have similarities to Allure Homme Sport from Chanel and also Missoni Wave. Of the 3, Versace Pour Homme comes across to me the freshest of the bunch. Maybe you would also say the lightest of the bunch, but if it's really hot outside and, as I mentioned earlier, very humid, this one is probably gonna work the best, at least for me. Many fragrances here are highly versatile scents that you can wear just about any time. I would say Versace Pour Homme, though, may be the best of them all. In terms of just being able to wear this literally anywhere, anytime. It is so pleasing, so easy to pull off. Everyone loves it. It's got a nice clean edge to it, one of the best fragrances that Versace has put out in my opinion. Versace Pour Homme bringing it back this year. Number 2, Acqua Di Gio Profondo. Like always in summertime, I mean, you could go for a lot of different Acqua Di Gio fragrances and they'd all work for the most part, but Profondo is my choice. Citrus, rosemary, cypress, musk, and sea notes, some of the notes in the fragrance. Talked about it before. Basically a modernized Acqua Di Gio with a green edge. I'm a sucker for it. Profondo is a massive, massive compliment puller. It doesn't lean too far youthful, also obviously doesn't lean too far mature either. Basically anybody can pull this stuff off and smell absolutely amazing. You would think after all these years and all the millions of people that have worn Acqua Di Gio that the DNA would be worn out and tired and boring, and I have worn my fair share of Acqua Di Gio, trust me. I've gone through multiple bottles of the stuff, the original, and yet Profondo still works, still kicks, and I would definitely choose that over the Eau de Parfum for summertime. The Eau de Parfum smells really good too. I like it a lot, but it leans more mature, a little bit heavier, not quite as fresh or refreshing, so I'm gonna go Profondo. Number 1, a fragrance that has grown on me tremendously from when I first tried it out. It is Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. Bergamot, lavender, iris, musk, and vetiver. Some of the notes in the fragrance. Yes, this is Prada's blue scent, even more so than Luna Rossa Carbon. Luna Rossa Carbon is basically Prada's take on Dior Sauvage, which is a blue fragrance also. Luna Rossa Ocean, though, is, to me anyway, Prada actually doing their own blue fragrance. Instead of looking at what Dior is doing and saying, hey, let's do our version of Dior's fragrance. Now, instead of that, Prada is saying, let's do our version of a blue fragrance. Slightly different approach. Now, when you smell it, you might pick up bits and pieces, hints, bits and bobs from other blue scents on the market, but Luna Rossa Ocean is doing its own thing. And the introduction of that slightly powdery, clean iris note into the scent, I think just really elevates it up a little bit higher, gives it more of a classy touch, and yet it keeps that compliment factor, that versatility, that mass appeal, that ease of use that you want from your blue scents. So Luna Rossa Ocean, number 1. Gonna try to get some good use out of that this year. So there we go, top 10 designers 2022 summer. Let me know in the comments some of the designer fragrances that you're gonna wear this summer, and before too long, I'll be back with the niche and indie list for summer. As always, thank you guys for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Enjoy your summer this year. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.